guys. We are back. Welcome, welcome. We're excited to be back with you on the missing half. I am only half of the missing half. I'm the Denise half.
And I'm the Beth half. And we're so excited that you're with us today.
Yes, we are. I think we're going to finish this conversation out on this one, but
You sure we are?
Goodness, it's been fun. We've been talking about building strong networks. It seemed the right flow after, building strong ministries and building strong integrity and character and building friendships. And now we're talking about the very next thing, building networks that are strong. So we talked about, so many different things. Let's go. We celebrate, don't compete. That was good.
That was good.
How to celebrate one another, as there's room for us all in the kingdom, right?
That's right.
Not only is there room, but there's intentional space built for each one of us. Respect individuality, individual gifts, individual calling, individual personalities. Create safe, honest spaces. That was a good one. That was very good. Share wisdom without hierarchy, without that feeling of being superior.
Yeah.
Ask as many questions as you give answers for. Don't be the everything.
That's right.
Be somebody that shows. Guard against burnout together. That one kind of took us into a really deep place.
Yeah, it did.
Collaborate. Don't isolate. That was good. Speak well of one another. Respect. Yes. Learning respect is probably one of the biggest mature. When we see people that display respect that's maturity.
Yes.
That's when they've gotten through that need to compete. There's no jealousy. There's no misalignment in the kingdom.
Right.
They're able to celebrate and respect that you might do something and it may look different than me. And guess what? It may be better than I can do it, but I'm still going to celebrate.
Yes.
I love that.
It's so good.
And today we're going to start with something a little different, but yet all still in the same wheelhouse. How to honor seasons and transitions.
Yeah.
How long you been walking in ministry, Beth?
Let's see. I'm 57 and I was 25 when we professionally began to do ministry.
Have you had any transitions, or has it just been the same thing?
Oh my goodness. We have, Eddie and I both have a PhD in transitions. We have, because, to do what we're doing today, which is God's called us to prepare the underground church in America. Right. We do minister to a lot of ministers, and to do what we do, God took us on a path where we've done a little of everything. We've been youth pastors and children's ministry. We've done young adult ministry. We've planted a church. We've pastored churches. We've done senior ministry. We've done nursing home ministry. We've done if you've got a pulse and you'll stand still, we talk to you about Jesus. So we've moved. We've packed our children and our things, and we've moved repeatedly. And so we have lots of experience with seasons and transitions.
And if you don't know, I know with me, and it may be different with you. I'm really interested to hear your perspective, because we haven't talked about this yet together and unpacked this. But I know the first time that we hit a big transition, it felt kind of like we were on one of those mountain roads and we were getting a little bit too close to the edge. And it was scary stuff.
Yeah.
And I think to so many people, if we don't know what to expect and we don't build into God created seasons. And in order to move from one season to another, it's going to be uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like opening that door and waiting in that hallway. That hallway is not always comfortable.
Let me tell you what we say. We have a friend, a children's pastor friend, who has always said, when you're in between two places, she said, it might be a good place here. You might be coming from a good place, but it is hell in the hallway. And the thing about a hallway is the furnishings are limited. You know, there might be a place to hang your hat or your coat. There might be a place to perch and put your shoes or take them off, but there's nowhere comfortable. There's nothing, there's nothing comfortable and relaxing about a hallway. It's just it's a pass through. And so,
and everything about it screams you're waiting. You're waiting. You're just passing through, but you're going to be here a while. The snacks are terrible. The seating's terrible. Don't get comfortable here, but just wait.
That's right. It is something. But I'll tell you what, I think we become who we are in those hallways. I think we become, there's a trying, there's a seasoning that happens when we're in those hallways, and how we respond to those and how we allow the Lord to instruct us, father us, lead us through those times it's hugely important. And that's what we want to talk about. We're not just going to talk about that today, but it's one of the three things we're going to hit on today. And
that's where we learn to trust God.
Yes. Yeah.
We don't learn to trust him when everything's great up on the top of the mountain and he's showing us everything and we've got all this taking our focus.
Yeah.
It's easy to trust there because he's right there with us. But man, when you're waiting in that hallway and you don't know, not only do you not know where the next door is going to open, you don't know when it's going to open, and you don't know what it's going to look like when you go through.
Let me tell you what's fun. Being pregnant in the middle of a move. I've done it twice. We have 3 boys, and 2 of those 3 pregnancies, we had to pack up our world and move. And so I had to start over with a new doctor in the middle of a pregnancy. So I'm telling you.
Seems cruel, babe.
Well, it was not easy. It was not easy, but he was so faithful. And he met our needs, and he paid our bills, and he took care of us. And I find that when we just let him lead, you know what he does? He leads.
He leads. And you know what? He leads well. And he leads to places that we could not get without him.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. And there's places within ourselves that we couldn't get, healing and wholeness and a place of peace that we couldn't get to if we didn't trust him to take us through those seasons where it was unclear and cloudy. And sometimes you just couldn't see anything right in front of your face.
Yes. Yeah. But it's in that hallway place where he's teaching us to trust him. That's where the trust is built, because how can you put your dreams, your children, your marriage, your very life in the hands of somebody that you don't trust? And how can you trust somebody that you don't know?
Yes.
It's in that hallway. We picture a hallway like a waiting room at a doctor's office or something, where it's like a holding place. It's limited space. It's close quarters. You're bumping into one another, and it's intended to make us confront ourselves.
And I'll tell you what's a challenge. It's challenging enough to deal with your own seasons, but sometimes it's hard to be patient with other people and gracious and kind with other people in their seasons. And we have to remember that some of us are in a building season, and some of us are in a resting time. Some people are in a grieving season. I mean, you're still you're in a grieving season and a building season. Talk about a soup.
Overlap. Yes.
Some of us are emerging, and some of us are cocooning, and things are being formed in us. I mean, we're just all in different places. And so it's easy to expect that other people are going to be where we are, or to relate to where we are. And maybe they haven't been in a season like we are, or maybe we haven't been in a season like they are. And so this being able to honor the season that we're in, honor the season that other people are in, that's a big deal.
That's huge. But isn't that the very place where grace is needed the most?
Oh, yeah. That's good.
That's the place where we need grace to extend that other people don't know where we're at. but it also teaches us that we don't know where they're at either.
Yeah.
We don't always, someone told me a long time ago, don't name the season that you're in while you're in it. Wait until you've gone through and then look back and see what God did to you in that season, because it won't be what you thought you were going into.
That's wise. That's wise words right there.
Well, they weren't mine. I'm kind of a quote collector, because I found out very early on that there are a lot of wise people out there.
There are. And
if we pay attention, sometimes those words will hit these little brain cells of mine, and I can remember them.
That's true.
But so, God created seasons for a purpose. Just like he created time. Isn't it magnificent? God doesn't live in time.
Time is in God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But how wonderful that we don't have everything in our lives dependent on us in the same moment.
Yeah.
We get to spread it out.
I know.
It's like he knew. It's like he knew.
It is.
And planned ahead for all of this, right?
I think seasons are a grace from him, especially if you think about the seasons, the weather and the seasons we go through. It's a beautiful thing to be able to predict. Well, we know when spring is coming. We know when the pollen's coming. We can prepare ourselves for that.
We know when to plant the flowers in the garden. We know when to bring the plants in, because the cold's coming.
That's right.
It's predictable.
It is. And there's I think that's a grace from the Lord, because it gives us some things that we can know. We can know that this is going to happen. And I think that we have seasons in life, but we just don't always, you have your childhood, your adolescence, your young adulthood. You've got young adulthood. That seems to last forever.
I think we're having a technology bump again. You're hung. You're hung up, man.
It feels like young adulthood lasts forever. But then, you're building your family, unless God's called you to being single. But at any rate, you're still building the family of God. We're having children, whether they're natural children, spiritual children, or both. And then, boy, there's that time your kids leave home and your nest is empty. And then they bring their kids home and you've got grandkids. And then,
there's this constant ebb and flow.
Yes.
Ebb and flow.
And we all know where we're eventually going to be. We are eventually going to breathe our last on this side of eternity and cross over. And so, all of those things are predictable and yet wildly unpredictable all at the same time.
Yes. Yes. And it's true. We know where we're going. And there's nothing greater than you can give your family than to let them know that you know where you're going.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
But it matters what we do in the waiting here on earth. It matters. It's of great importance how we spend our days here, because they're short.
Yeah.
It's not very long. I tell you, I remember my 20s almost like they were yesterday, and they were not. And the time between 20 and 63 went that quick. It's like it happened. I lived every one of those days.
Yeah.
But they were never long enough. And you can't go back and get one of them.
Yeah, you cannot.
So we have to be intentional about how we live our days, which is exactly why we're having these conversations, right?
That's right. We want to be intentional. We also want to honor the season and celebrate the season we're in. And we want to honor and celebrate the seasons that other people are in.
Yes. Right? Yes. And that's an important thing, because when we walk with one another, it ain't all about us.
Right.
Whoops. It's not. We're there for other people, or we're supposed to be. And what if we were sensitive to the seasons of other people, and we realize that the season they're in and the season that we're in, God has put us both together.
Yeah.
Because each one of us is bringing something to the other one. I'm bringing fresh water. The people that brought fresh water to me when I was during this season of grieving with my dad and losing, the last parent that I have, those people will forever be right up there, special.
Mm-hmm.
But, being able to carry things and bring things to other people that were in different seasons, not grieving, there's a give and there's a take. There's a strength and a weakness and we can't always be the strong one, but we're not intended to always be the weak one.
Right.
God sets the seasons and he sets the tone in the seasons.
That's right. That's right.
So,
He does. So, what does it look like? I guess the question we want to ask today, what does it look like to support different seasons in people's lives?
yes.
To be present. Because honestly, I think our presence matters more than anything. Just the fact that, hey, we're here. We see you. We know that you're walking through this.
Right.
And you're not alone. That's huge.
Yes. Going through this again with my dad, when you don't expect people, they're not, yes, we can have words of comfort. We're praying for you. Nobody's bringing earth-shattering news to you in a moment like that.
Mm-hmm.
Words are not what's important. But when you show up for somebody, when you show up and just say, I'm here. I don't have anything to say. I just wanted you to know I'm here.
Yeah.
There's something in that being present in that moment that communicates louder than any words ever could.
Yes. Agreed.
And that's such a gift. I've got a friend who she and I've been friends since high school. I'm not doing the math, but we've been friends for a very long time. And, we don't see one another a lot. But I can count on her when there's something that's big, that's overwhelming that happens in my life. I look up and there she is.
There she is.
She's always going to show up in those moments. That's a friend. That, as Beth said a couple of episodes ago, that's a foxhole friend.
That is a foxhole friend.
That's somebody that when those darts start coming, you're glad that they're your battle buddy in that foxhole.
That's right. That is exactly right. When you run for cover, they'll throw themselves on top of you and protect you.
Absolutely.
That's real. And honestly, I think times of grief, times of pain, those are the times I think when our silence is shouts the loudest, when we can just be there, because you said sometimes just being present and not saying anything is the greatest gift. I think those are seasons I know when I have greatly appreciated someone just being there. Hey, I love you. How can I pray for you? Right. If they live where you live, they can bring you a meal. If they don't, they can send you a gift card.
Yes.
Just little things like that to say, hey, it's hard. You're not alone.
That's right. And sometimes, even in seasons that are joyful seasons, building seasons, you show up in a different way when someone is building, right? Yeah. Sometimes there's fear. Sometimes people stepping out, it's not comfortable.
That's right.
So you show up as an encourager. You show up as somebody that I will never forget when Gordon and I first lived in Israel. And we were there, and it was a whole different world. And we're trying to navigate a grocery store and it's not written in English. And we are trying to learn the bus that's not written in English, which stop to get off on, which bus to get off on to go to here, because it's different to go to there. And we're navigating this life. Now, there was joy in it. There was adventure. There was fun. Right. But I will never forget that this lady, who was originally from North Carolina, but a retired woman, moved to Israel and served the ladies in the IDF.
Wow.
And she served in the military, serving the women, the young ladies that were there. And that nation was so grateful to her. They gave her citizenship because of it. But do you know, the first time that I ever met her, she walked uphill from her apartment to ours, knocked on the door, came inside, introduced herself, and she sat two things down on our table. We laugh about it to this day. She sat down a really big double, triple pack of bathroom tissue and a big box of cookies. And she said, here, if you're going to be here any length of time, these are both going to come in handy. Let's get to know one another.
That is good.
That's how she showed up in our world. She showed up at a time that we didn't know exactly what we were going to do, but we knew that there was somebody down the hill that we could talk to.
Yeah, that's good.
It was just a funny, I don't know why that story came to my
I
mind, but
love it. Oh, I love that. Listen, cookies and toilet paper. Come on. What more do you need in this life?
it's real. And we walked, she called Gordon Greta. We walked all through that land. She taught a little Arab boy how to wink and how to whistle. I'll never forget it. Just adventures. God does not intend for us to do this life alone.
And see, go ahead. Sorry.
No, he intends for us to derive joy from the days and the adventures. It's not all hard.
And I love that she didn't come bringing you any great advice. She came, brought you gifts and her presence. And that's what you're talking about today. And so it stuck with you, right? It stuck with you.
She showed up, and she showed up in a very practical way.
Yes.
But it impacted us, and we still tell the story of how she showed up because it was so funny.
That's true.
But support because of identity, because of who you are, not because of what you do. It's not about performance.
Right.
I don't support you, Beth, because you're a great preacher. I don't support you, though you are. I don't support you because you're a great prophetic voice, but you are. I don't support you because you look nice under the spotlight or because it's not because of what you do. It's because of who you are. You're my sister. Mm-hmm. It's your identity.
Identity
connects us. It draws us to each other, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. And I think reminding one another, regularly reminding one another that our calling is not about what we can do, but it flows from our identity as a daughter or a son.
That's right.
That it flows from that. And listen, we all need to be reminded of that regularly because it's easy to get caught up in what we're doing. And the thing is, we're not human doings, we're human beings. And he created us to be with him. And when everything flows out of all that being with him, well, that's the good stuff. That's right. The good stuff. Not for title or platform or, we wear different hats. We all do. We've got different roles that we fill. But really and truly, it's all about our identity as son and daughter. And this is something that's so it's easy to forget. Yeah. Easy to forget.
And it's hard enough being, navigating life every day.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave the house and be, at your positive peak. It's going to be a great day. 20 minutes in Walmart can tank you.
You are not.
We don't need people that are going to bring the negativity. We need people that are going to flow with us in life.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when it's not certain, when we don't know where we're headed, we need people that are willing to walk with us until we figure out where our exit ramp is. We need people that are going to go with us, just like we talked about in those seasons of transition.
Yes.
The ones that are going to say, I'll stand here in the hallway with you for a little while.
Well, and that's when identity really needs to be affirmed, is when you're in transition, because when you're in transition, you know who you were and you know who you might be, but who am I right now in the middle of this mess?
I'm not real clear where I'm at right now, God, who I am. Do I still belong to you? You got it.
We had a transition. I'm going to share a story. We had a transition. We had been pastoring a local church, and we were stepping away from that. We were handing the church off to a spiritual son and daughter who were taking that church over. And Eddie was going to go back to the business world for a season, that we needed some healing. We were both really burned out. And it was because we were not processing our emotions properly. We had walked through some very difficult circumstances in our extended family. My mom was sick and dying. She lived with us the last year of her life. And then we had some other things going on that were very hard. And so we were just shredded. And neither one of us were very good yet at processing our emotions. And so God took us to a different place for a season. But I'm going to tell you what, we sold our house and still didn't know where we were going.
Wow.
So we had 3 weeks. Talk about 11 3/4 hour God. It was 2 weeks before we were supposed to move that God, because the place we thought we were going, that wasn't where God wanted us to go. And listen, we don't go where, unless God tells us what we're doing, we're not doing it. We're just not going to do it. So God opened up the guest house of a friend, some friends of ours. Their parents had a guest house and they let us live in it. And it started as 4 months and it ended up being 10. And I shared that whole story in a different episode. But that time of knowing that I was packing up our home, Eddie was already working that job in another state, and I had to pack our home. I packed night and day. I didn't sleep very well. But I'm going to tell you what, I've gone back and looked at my journal during that time, and I leaned into the Lord and I said, God, I don't know what's happening to us, but I know you're my Father. And that's all I need right now. This is what I need. And so the identity in transition, knowing that he's your daddy, he's your father, he's got you.
And he won't drop you. He's not going to drop you.
That's right. That's right. And so you really can put your head on your pillow at night and sleep when you're not really sure what it's all going to look like, because you know what he's going to look like.
That's right.
He's going to look like showing up. That's what he's going to look like.
That's right. And it's in those moments, though, where you have no clue.
Mm-hmm.
And he shows up faithful. And that faithfulness builds a testimony throughout. It's like one faithful step of God to the next faithful step of God, and it becomes the chain of your life.
Yes.
And that chain is it's like a bicycle chain. It's what steers us through life. I can trust him tomorrow because I found him faithful today. He was faithful yesterday. He was faithful last week, last season, last month. He will be faithful tomorrow.
That's right.
He's proven true.
Yes.
And it's in those seasons of building that faith when we didn't even know we needed that much faith.
Yeah.
He gives us what we need before we ever walk into that next season to need it. So it's amazing what he does, and that we don't have to figure it out ahead of time.
Right.
I'm a negotiator. I'm the one that's always trying to figure out things. I'm trying to, and Gordon, he's always 10 steps ahead of us. He's got the next thing. And sometimes we just have to sit together and say, Lord, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't see the next step.
Right.
And we're in the dark and we're stumbling. And the only thing that we're certain of is that you are God.
Yeah.
And that you are faithful. And that we're not following a season. We're not following a platform. We're not following a ministry even. We're following you. Mm-hmm. And so you take us where you want us to go.
That's right.
And that's where we'll end up at.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're certain of the outcome. It's not that we have any certainty in ourselves. I have no idea of the outcome 99.9% of the time.
That's right.
But I trust whose hand we're holding.
That's exactly right. Yep.
And so that makes us, it builds faith into us, but it makes us lean in closer, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think that the shalom, we talk about the shalom of God, which is it's peace, but it's more than peace. It's the fullness of who he is. It's nothing broken, nothing missing. It's all, it's complete. And so when we pray and ask the Lord for his shalom, it's to me, it's during a time of transition and unknown that I need it the most. And it's then that I can look at it and say, okay, Lord, why would I fear? Why, the scripture says, why so downcast, oh my soul? Put your hope in God. If he never fails us, if he's always present, then we rest in his peace, and we can live from his peace and not grasping for his peace. And never is that more important than in times of transition. And that is when I think he reminds us of our identity as son and daughter, that, hey, I know this is hard. And sometimes it's hard by his design.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed at people that say, well, this was really hard. I might have missed God. Oh, well, let me tell you, sometimes it's hard because you're right on track with God. He takes us through hard places so that we can build those trust muscles.
That's right.
So anyway, yeah,
and it's, the fact that God, he is faithful. We know he is faithful.
Mm-hmm.
He has proven himself over and over for generations to be a faithful God. And yet, just like you said, we doubt and we struggle because this flesh, sometimes the flesh wants what the flesh wants, and the flesh forgets very quickly.
Yeah, it does.
The spirit of a man will remember the faithfulness of God. But the spirit of a man has to remind the flesh of a man, because my flesh forgets very quickly. My flesh comes under attack very quickly.
Yeah.
And I forget. But God, who is long suffering, he also comes back and reminds us, and he doesn't do it in a, listen, knucklehead, you should know me by now. He doesn't.
Right.
It's always so gentle and so
patient.
loving, so patient. Nobody wants us to get it more than he does. Not even us. So that kind of leads us to our last part, wrapping all of this up. The choices that we make, the identity that we grasp right from him, the choices that we make to model kingdom sisterhood, to model these kingdom friendships,
Yeah.
to model how we celebrate one another. Are they reflecting God? That's a good question, I think, for our heart to be prompted sometimes to say, wait a minute, God, am I honoring you? Am I reflecting? Because remember the prayer in John chapter 17, when Jesus, for us to be one, as he and his Father are one.
Yes.
Are we modeling that? Are we modeling that one-ship? Is this reflecting heaven?
Yeah.
Are we presenting a full rainbow here? Or are we just presenting the yellow and the blue? Or, God has a great way of bringing each one of us into a full circle. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Full circle, so that we see the full circle, and then we can help model that to a world that maybe doesn't see it yet.
Absolutely.
How do we model kingdom sisterhood? The first thing we have down here is to let your sisterhood relationships reflect God's heart, love, truth, strength, humility, purpose. Man, we could keep going with that.
We could. I think one of the ways that we allow those realities to be present in our life is when we can look at our sister, look at our brother, and say, Lord, how do you see this person? How do you see their past? How do you see their present? How do you see their future? What do you feel when you look at them? Help me, Lord, to see them like you see them. This is a prayer I pray often because I see as man sees,
Right.
and I see through my very limited vision, through my own experiences and my own pain and my own healing and all the things that have been in my little world. And there's so much more. It's so much broader. And so I have, especially when I encounter a difficult person or a difficult situation, I'll say, Lord, I need your perspective desperately.
Yes.
I need to see what you see. Help me not to see through my own eyes, but to see it through your eyes. And I think that's huge in his heart to be reflected.
To see people as he sees them, and to love people as he loves them. Because most people, we all have our broken places and our broken seasons, and we all have wounds. Yeah. Some of us, I've seen ministers who are walking wounded, and they're just trying to keep going one step. And I've seen, people that have, just paused and not got the healing that they needed. We are all at so many different levels, and most hurting people and broken people will ask for love in the most unloving ways.
Yep.
We have to be able to see past the symptoms of life, to be able to see where that balm of Gilead needs to be put, right? Only God can show us those things, because sometimes people don't even know where their wounds have come from themselves. We have deep childhood wounds. Sometimes we don't see them. Most people that live and grow up in a dysfunctional family, they don't know it. It's normal to them.
Right.
But when they get out into the world, and then these are the very people that we're called to come alongside and to love and to see God's heart for these people, right? These are the people that we build relationships with and friendships with because, I mean, let's face it, we ain't all that in a bag of chips either, Beth. I'm not. I'm not there yet.
No.
I'm still in a process. And when God shows me things, it's only His mercy that He doesn't clean everything out at once. We couldn't take it. We couldn't take it.
No.
And so sometimes the seasons that we go through are cleaning seasons. Mama used to have a season, boy, when spring was coming, it was time to clean everything out of the house. It was time to dust it, mop it, wash it. And we have seasons like that too, where God will literally have us searching.
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit in there. We need people to walk through those times with us and help us to clean those rooms. Help us to put the furniture back that goes back and to junk what doesn't go back, right?
Yeah.
It takes a network of people. It takes a safe place for us to be able to unpack those things out of our hearts.
I think we talked in a different episode about experiencing hurt in relationships and what that does to your heart and what it does to your trust muscles. You tend to want to shy away, pull away, not trust, not invest, not allow people in, to build walls instead of bridges to people, to protect yourself instead of letting the Lord protect you. And I think being intentional then about building healthy relationships, about investing in a relationship. We can't discount the presence of Holy Spirit. Amen. Because He gives us discernment. He gives us the ability to hear His voice, and it's a still small voice, but He's speaking. So if He gives you the green light with a person, then you begin to trust them. You begin to give them pieces of yourself. And I think that is one of the things that helps heal past wounds in relationships, is to find a safe place in someone now.
And being willing to talk those things out, to share those with somebody, being willing to be vulnerable and to just say, I keep coming to this place. I keep bumping into this wall, or this, I just can't, I keep feeling rejected here. There's so many different ways that these things will manifest in our lives. And it's like God just, like, I think maybe a couple of episodes ago during this same conversation, you talked about those warning lights in a car, the dashboard lights coming on. And that's what happens, is these are all warning signs to us. Something's not right. Something's not right. Something's not right.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's just as simple as having a safe place, a safe person, or a safe group of women. You and I are so fortunate to have this little group of sisters that we can just call and say, hey, I need to just lay this out there for you guys. And I need you to help me navigate what this is and how to get past it.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's the importance. That to me is the absolute core of why we need a network, why we need a healthy group and a safe place that, what's said there, what happens there, it stays there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the only place it's going is back and forth to the Father in prayer. That, I think, is good ground, my friend. I think that's where wounds are healed. Curses are broken.
That's right.
Territory is taken. Parenting is changed.
Yes.
Life trajectory. I mean, you can see different horizons coming. And it's all because people are willing to let the Lord in.
Yeah. I also think when we model kingdom sisterhood, when we choose the highest and best, when we love one another, when we trust, we're speaking volumes to a lost and broken world. Volumes. And they're looking for the church to mess up.
Yes.
They just are. They are. And so when we can show them what it looks like, who Jesus looks. What does he look like in relationship? What does he look like? This is what he looks like. He looks like trust and grace and patience and strength and humility and purpose and all these wonderful things. This is what he looks like.
And then we have portrayed something to them. We have presented them with the kingdom that they want to be a part of.
Yes. It creates hunger. There's a hunger then. Why would they want to be part of something that looks just like what they're already in? That's a mess.
Right. If it's no better than what they're already living in, if it's no better than the work environment where nobody gets along, if there's no unity and there's no support, if there's no safety, if there's no honor, if there is no healing, why would I want it?
Why would I want it?
And it all comes back to our Father gave us a kingdom. And we're living in this kingdom and presenting this kingdom to the world by how we live in it.
Yeah.
It seems so simple, and yet it's heavenly. We can't do this alone. We need the Holy Spirit. We need the Lord himself to present the world, to present himself to the world through us, right?
Yes.
So, well, as we get ready to end this part of the conversation, any final words, Beth?
Just that it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth the scary feelings that you might have, the lack of overcoming the trust issues. It's worth the work. It's worth the time. It's worth all of it.
The investment.
Yes, it's worth the investment. And it's an investment. Yeah. You're not throwing anything away. You're sowing into something that's eternal. And so it's worth it. And I just encourage you, if you've been shrinking back, and pulling away and been lone rangering it's worth it. It's worth it to be a part of the way God intended it to be.
Yes. It's his plan, and his plans are perfect. We're not perfect. So we need to stay on his plans. Yeah. So, but yeah, it is. It's worth the risk. It's worth it for the kingdom investment that we get out of it. The return, it's otherworldly.
That's right.
So
wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yes. And gosh, we hope that this has blessed somebody else. We hope that this has spoken to someone and maybe into a dry place. Maybe you have felt yourself in a transition period or somewhere where, I don't know where to step, or I don't have any friendships. We want to encourage you. Take the risk. Go out and build the friendships. It may be as simple as, like Beth said, invite somebody for a cup of coffee. Invite someone just to take a walk, maybe just to sit and have a conversation. And just ask the Lord to steer you and guide you to the people that are your tribe, that speak your language, that are going to be for you for this season, that are going to be strength and encouragement and hope. They're going to push you towards hope. It's the journey worth taking. Gosh, where would we be without it? So I'm thankful for friendships. I'm thankful for what I've learned in those hallways. And it's
good.
And I'm thankful for the doors that have opened after those hallways also. So God's still in the business of getting us out of hallways. He puts us in to get us out. So
yes.
Good.
Lord.
Oh, yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. But yeah, so I want to put our email up so that you can send us, we'd love to hear from you. If you want to encourage us, we would receive it. If you want us to have a conversation about something, let us know. We want to join in that conversation, and we want to dig into it. If there's something that you'd like to add to what we've said, hey, let us know. Be a part. Join in. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
Listening1/@gmail.com. God bless you guys. I am excited. I'm encouraged. I think it's been a good conversation, and we look forward to hearing from you guys next time and seeing you again next week.
We'll be here.
We will. God bless.
God bless y'all.